they'll be calling you a radical. So I didn't want to have to make a statement on this fuck up, this lie that, oh, it was just the eclipse of the moon. The fishing industry are fucking derelicts. Fuck, they call it, don't you love it? You know, the fucking rodeo they got going on. Fucking the pasture. Fucking ocean fucking roundup. I mean, what a fucking joke, these fucking scumbags. And they'll get away with it. There won't be any fines. There won't anything. Fucking, you know, range them. Let's fucking go range them. Hee-haw, these fuckers watch way too much fucking Gunsmoke and Bonanza. It's a spaghetti fucking western. Fuck. Ocean ranching. What a fucking joke. So the pens get loose. Yeehaw, they had a stampede. Yeehaw, yeehaw, yeehaw. Fucking spaghetti western on fucking chemo. Fucking on Balco. It's fucking pathetic. So I didn't want to fucking even talk about this fucking joke being the reality of the greatest fucking ecological collapse in human history is in earnest right now. I mean, you think about it. So the Stillhead emergency closed while you're up watching the eclipse in Idaho. The most fucking overrated event in fucking history are eclipses. I mean, oh God, once in a bullshit. They ain't once in a fucking lifetime. Happen every year. There's different places on this fucking ball we live in. Fucking. So Atomic City's what you should be talking about in Idaho. The Stillhead fucking extinctions. That's where I grew up. That's where I live. Fucking, yeah, Idaho. Fucking the old gem state. So let's talk about the extinction first of the Stillhead. Oh, it's the fur. It ain't the fur bats. It's Fukushima. It's Fukushima. You know, I found a vlog here in Italy. That had me tagged in it. I mean, you can't make it up. I'm like, what? And it was talking about the tide pools. And this guy in Italian, I had this girl read it for me. I says, what does it say? She says, it says that this guy has documented the dead tide pools and, you know, blames it on Fukushima, blah, 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 but he's the only one that's done it, and the whole world should be screaming their head off, and why is not the world talking about it, and it's just this guy? You know, that's all, basically what it said. And then he's got my videos tagged in his fucking blog here in fucking somewhere here in Italy. Why the fuck isn't everybody in the fucking world fucking screaming? I'm the first one. 2014, I says, fuck it. I'm full of cancer. Fuck it. You won't believe me? You don't want to believe me? They're dying. I'll fucking show you. I walked from Mexico to San Francisco, literally. The whole fucking way. You can hear them when they're from the United States. You can see them when they're from the United States. I mean, they're fat. I hate to say it. It's disturbing. But, so, they're loud. They're hot. They're fat. They're fucking everything that America is. America vas Fucci. Fuck, the airport's named after him. The bridge are fucking named after him. You need to at least speak American. And I was at his grave. Like, he spoke Italian. No, he never spoke the Queen's. He spoke Spanish, too. So, let's get to the fucking Stillhead and the salmon. So, on the Bonneville's the number one place to watch them. Now, the Willamette 2017 salmon Stillhead. Now, Stillhead are officially a rainbow trout, which are salmon. They're salmonoids. So, they go to sea for more than once. Unlike the Chinook, the king. Canadian Chinooks are the same thing. So, not rodeo fucking ranched. So, they go to sea 1-2 years. So, this is why it's such a major fucking deal. As I said, the day Fukushima happened, they're going to dump it in the Pacific Ocean. For Cassandra and Hamlet had a fucking baby. Something rotten in the new fucking Denmark. Fucking. Of course, despite that I was ever born to set this fucking right. I have some fucking roof for you, and I have some for fucking me. But you marine biologists and you scumbags and you cover up and you play balls and you're apathy, you must wear yours with a fucking difference. Fucking amen. So, it's on. 500 years ago today. Da Vinci, Michelangelo, right here. What, the pedophile Da Vinci? Oh yeah. Michelangelo the Strong, the plaster. I told the guy, I talked to Plaster yesterday. I says, in fact, I actually put his Hawkatron in my hand and made a couple swipes. He's like, wow. I says, you know, we should set up a gig here and demonstrate plastering. Nobody knows how to do it. He says, that's right. Fucking, you know, the street art's pathetic in this fucking place. There's one guy that plays a violin right here that's fucking, but the street art all over Europe is fucking sad. I mean, you should hear these guys trying to play fucking Johnny Cash. My God, it fucking made playing Bob Dylan. It make you fucking throw up. It's that bad. The Beatles. I mean, oh God, it's so fucking bad. But anyway, so why is this such a big deal? Guess what's coming down the pike? You know, these Chinook go to sea for 5-6 years. I said the first batch that'll start collapsing, the Kings, in 2016. That's when they started collapsing. The Copper River got cut in half immediately. Fucking 40% of forecasts. Now, why is the forecast so important? Let's talk about that. The forecasts are so important because they've been doing it for years. They're good at it. No one knows how to plug in these fucking forecasts. Okay, they have everything built into their model. Their forecast fucking for the copper was 2.3 million for 2017. Fuck, the forecast was 1.7 million for fucking 2016. 2016 came at 800,000. 2017 come under. That's not a big. Oh, it's a fucking big deal. It's a collapse. The Willamette. Let's get to the Willamette. Damn it. So the Willamette Steelhead run is over. 2,658. Not for the day, for the entire season. That's extinction. The fucking Klamath, extinction. Fucking the Rogue, fucking I think has 30 in it. Extinction. Fucking the Deschutes, somebody said had 4 in it. Extinction. Fuck, we could walk along. Fucking so the Bonneville, it's prime time right now. They should get 5, 6, 7, 8,000 a day. Their biggest day they had 4,000. I think they had 3,000 yesterday. They should be getting 7, 8,000. But remember, they got pretty well zero leading into the fucking big days. It's off fucking 85 fucking percent of the 10-year mean and last year's pathetic fucking number. Last year's was horrible. And remember, fucking models had this as record numbers. Remember, now I cannot overstate this. Record escapement, record escapement, record escapement, record fucking escapement. Record escapement, record escapement, record escapement. What's that, huh? Not fucking by the fucking moon, cycle of, oh, but by the cycle of the moon, by the cycle of the sun. That's how they know when to come home. They fucking track the sun. The sun, the luminescence creates, it's the light. Bringing star power to Earth at Livermore. Fuck, that's their motto, the nuclear industry. 500 years ago today, Michelangelo fucking capitulated the fucking Great Renaissance. You can't fucking run that through your fucking cranium. It capitulated today. He found his perfect fucking stone where he was born. He was there for 2 months. He come back, and it was all downhill from that. Was the capitulation to the Great Renaissance, which it's everything it's cracked up to be. This fucking art, when you see it personally, a lot of art you see it personally, like, wow, it looked better in a book. Not this. This is everything it's cracked up to be times 10. When I saw spring right around the corner, Birth of Venus, I didn't think I'd die. You know, I was walking. I became very emotional. I actually had tears in my eyes. I almost started crying. I'm like, what the fuck? Whoa. It's everything, but it capitulated, and it's been a death cycle for 500 fucking years. It's been a rape Mother Earth, rape Mother Earth, rape Mother Earth, destroy fucking culture, no high culture, fucking a death spiral, anti-neo-Yoko Dadaism. Fucking dead purple found fucking in elevator. Fucking dead fucking purple falling down through fucking tower. Now, purple, I bought my grandson some little soccer jerseys. Florentine, their soccer color is purple. I found this out yesterday. Why is it purple? It used to be red. In 1920, the maid washed the uniforms. And they turned purple. They kept it. It's stuck. It's a great fucking story. But we know why it was fucking red, Florentine. These streets had a lot of fucking blood. So the fish have epically collapsed. You can go into now. You want to fucking go into now? How historic my work is. Fuck, one day you'll fucking wake up and realize. I mean, without me documenting those tide pools, clear back then. I mean, I walked in. Who can walk? Who can do that? Who can walk the coast of California full of leukemia? I was given 2 months to live for fucking. The light, it shines inside of me. You cannot take that from fucking me. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no fucking evil, and I don't. And the fucking angels, oh, they watch out over me. These angels always have watched out over me. On my shoulder, always, they've always been on my shoulder my whole life, have watched out over me. You know, I just wing it, just go like a mutated fucking sunflower blowing in the fucking wind. So, the numbers are an epic collapse, epic fucking collapse. And let's fucking have some ocean rodeo. Yeehaw, yeehaw, yeehaw. Fucking ocean, what a should have never happened. I fought against it when they fucking did it, just like Hanford. Should have had a blast. What's Hanford? Now they're going to fire Rick Perry because Rick Perry's fucking woke up. He went there. You know, it's just like kind of when Barack Obama sent Hillary Clinton into Fukushima. Ha! How's your thyroid, Hillary? How about Rick Perry? Fucking Trump fucking sends him into fucking Hanford. Ooh. Like Trump doesn't even know what the fuck Hanford is. I'll guarantee Trump has no clue what Hanford is. He's an ignorant fucking moron. But so is fucking Obama. And if you don't believe me, look it up. One of our group in 2008 asked Obama, what do you do about Hanford? And he says, it's on video. It's got about 100,000 views. It's one of our group. Let's go. I gotta tell you, I don't know what Hanford is, but I'll find out. Oh, he found out by John Holdren at the cover-up of Fukushima. Good dumb puppet. Good dumb puppet. Good fucking dumb puppet. Fucking piece of shit, the greatest fucking crime in human history. And if you don't believe Fukushima did this, then tell me, it's just coincidence all the tide pools fucking died? All of them. They're deader than fuck. Oh yeah, just the star. That's all my work. That's all my work. All this is all my work. Fucking, how about the fucking starving death sea lions coming up trying to eat rocks fucking out of your hand? Get your Big Mac on the fucking pier. That's all my work. They're full of leukemia. There's the smoking gun. Fucking 40% of the starving to death fucking sea lions and seals has been fucking documented, well documented by me and fucking scientists in fucking California. Well, freelancers, not fucking these fake scientists are mystified. They're baffled. They're fucking snuffed. They're scumbags. They should be fucking do what they did at fucking that great painting that sits in the fucking museum. The demise of John the Baptist. That's what should be done to every one of them. Fucking scumbags. No, my work. By the sea. By the sea. Chiseled in fucking stone. My destiny is my father was nuked in the Nevada test site. Chiseled in stone. My fucking destiny. Chiseled in fucking stone. My destiny. Sea anemones look like that in California. That's what the tide pools look like right there. They should be purple. The purple sea urchin looks just like that. It should be a purple thing. That's what they look like. They look like a barren fucking scorched fucking cobblestone fucking street in Florence, Italy. That's what they look like. They're scorched. They're fucking dead. Oh, fucking starry night. So, you can go and deny all the fuck you want, you fucking ignominious fucks. You know, I really don't give a fuck. For I've recorded fucking history. The greatest ecological catastrophe. The Bonneville right now, it's in such epic collapse. This is the big Chinook. So they crash the sites right when everybody's booking the trips because they want you to come fishing, even though they filed for federal disaster and declared it. You know, it's the greatest ecological catastrophe in human fucking history. The greatest event in human history. Now, I want you to think about this. Full-blown out fucking nuclear fucking meltdowns. Multiple ones, which I reported the day it happened. They're lying. They're going to push it into the Pacific Ocean. It's going to break the luminescence. The fucking crew are going to go. The anchovies and sardines are going to go. The tide pools are going to fucking die. The fucking sea lions and the seals are going to die. The fucking whales are going to start washing up dead. More whales have washed up dead on the coast, Pacific coast, in the past 2 years than the previous 300 combined. All coincidence, bro. Cancer rates started to fucking including me. It's going to give you leukemia. It's going to give you leukemia. 7 months later, I got a fucking uncurable fucking form of leukemia in my guts, in my stomach, in my womb. Like you raped. You stood by and watched the gang rape of the Pacific Ocean by the new crime. You stood by, not me. For I fight for her, she fights for me. Unsurvivable disease in my body. Well, I'm alive almost 6 years ago. I'm standing in the streets of fucking Florence on the 500th fucking anniversary to the day of the capitulation of the great fucking Renaissance. Fucking anti-neo Yoko Dadaism. Nude descending down fucking staircase. Yeah, boy. What a cultural slide. Whee! From the Bank of fucking America in LA into the fucking Skid Row. Fucking into the pool. There's a swimming pool at the bottom. in Skid Row. Oh yeah, I shot that footage too. All this historic footage because place, time, space, on location. That is the art. Michelangelo's very own fucking words. Art is nothing more than communications. Stay tuned. This epic salmon collapse is in earnest right here, right now. Fucking the greatest event in human history. You're all in fucking denial. They're collapsing this second. I mean, what do we need fish for? Just a dead fucking ocean. Denial is not a fucking river. It's a dead Pacific Ocean. Oh, we could just use farm raised. They have to get the eggs. Fuck, go fishing and fuck watch and catch these fucking things. Hurry, they escaped. It was the moon. Fuck you scumbags. And Washington, o.d.f.w are fucking crooked scumbags. w.d.f.w are even worse. They are really scum. They won't even report. They don't do their job. I call them all the time. How about the Army Corps Engineers? The live cam on the Bonneville's been out for 3 fucking years. I says, I found a GoPro for $140. I'll send it to you on fucking, you know, eBay. I'll put a diving suit on. I'll go attach it. 3 fucking years. By the way, fuck Apple. Fuck Apple. Fuck, I can't believe they let them in. There's no Starbucks here, but they got Apple. Oh, I guess Starbucks is coming from what they say. So, I remember it's like it was yesterday. The 30-year cycle. That's culture. That's fashion. That's not fucking the ocean. This is the 30 million year cycle. Let me show you something. Seems like yesterday, don't it? I remember I used to love Jay Leno when he'd say, yeah, guess, they got that pocket on their fucking butt, guess. He says, I guess about 210, 250, 240. He was making fun of Americans getting fat then. It's disturbing. We drink, they drink their coffee standing up here. Wow. Stay tuned. The greatest event in human history. Told by Kevin Blanchard. You don't believe me? Go look at the tide pools. Fucking, you can't see beneath your fucking feet. Fucking. For I'm alive, for I fight for her. To see. She fights for me. Thank you to everybody who supported this historic fucking work. Thank you so much. Headed to my daughter's wedding on the island.